Well, hello everyone. It is April. I hope that you guys are doing well. Today I want to share with you what I would like to read in July. I've got a good, big stack of books beside me. So many books to get to. I won't get to all of these, but you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best. These are all books that I'm so eager to read. So, all right, we'll start with the one that I am currently reading. I am only 50 pages into Magpie by Elizabeth Day, but I am enjoying it so far. This is a thriller about a woman who is moving in with her boyfriend, and they've bought a house together, and she really loves it. It looks like the perfect place for her. The only thing is they can't really afford it. And so what they've done is they've decided to bring on like a roommate, essentially. And Kate seems perfect at first, but then she starts to ask too many questions and ask weird questions. And in the meantime, Marissa is, I think, struggling to conceive. She wants to have a baby, and I think she's like willing to do anything to have this baby. And Kate might get in the way of things in the end. Now, I will say, I don't know what to make of Kate so far. She's very strange and idyllic, but in an almost weird way. But anyway, I'm going to finish that, obviously. This is what I'm reading at the moment. Next is a book that I pre-ordered and it finally came in. This is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This will probably be my next read after I finish Magpie. I'll probably pick this one up. I love reading Riley Sager in the summer. It's a kind of tradition of mine that I always pick him up in the summer. It helps that his books come out in the summer. But in this book, we're following Casey Fletcher. She is an actress, recently widowed, sadly, and really struggling with the press. She's had a lot of bad press, and so she's like, you know what? I need to get away. I need a little calm. So she goes away to her family's lake house in Vermont. It's going to be a quiet summer for her. That she is sure of it. She spends the days drinking and also watching the couple, like kind of wealthy, gorgeous couple across the lake named Tom and Catherine. Now, Catherine at one point nearly drowns, and apparently Casey comes to her rescue and they have a friendship, but then Catherine disappears. And so Casey does believe that Tom is involved. She starts to get involved. It's got a lot of woman in the window vibes, but I know that Riley will have his own thing that he does with it. So I'm very eager. I haven't even hauled this for you guys yet, but that will be upcoming very soon. After I finish those books, I'm probably going to read another Tana French. I just can't help myself. I'm reading the Dublin Murder Squad series, and I've just been loving it. I really have. I'm on a streak. I've got a whole detective-y series that I'm enjoying, so I'm running with it. So this next one is called Broken Harbor. This is the 4th in the series, and in this book, we're following Detective Scorcher, I believe. The case that he's on is a very jarring case that takes place in Broken Harbor, which is this strange little community where I believe these beautiful houses were being built. Some of them were built and occupied. Others were built and left unoccupied. I don't know if something happened in the economy or what. So that's kind of what has ended up happening with Broken Harbor. You've got a not finished neighborhood, essentially. And in one of these homes, we've got a dead father and 2 dead children. The mom is on the way, being rushed to the hospital. Now, Scorcher at the beginning believes that the father has killed the kids and tried to kill the mom and then killed himself. But as he digs a little deeper, he realizes that that might not be the case. Now, in the meantime, this is a really big news story in the news, and Detective Scorcher's sister has started to have memories pop up of when they were kids and they went to Broken Harbor and the terrible things that happened there that the Detective Scorcher has tried to explain away and ignore all of these years. I know I'm gonna love it because it's Tana French, and it also takes place in the summer, so I mean, I have to read that. Next up is a book that is going to be a hard book to read, but I'm hoping also quite inspiring. This is The Choice, Embrace the Possible. So Dr. Edith Eva Eger actually survived Auschwitz. I believe that while she was there, she was forced to dance for officers, and she barely survived, as you can imagine. I believe many of her family members died. And she became a psychologist. She's written this, and she also wrote another book, I believe, called The Gift. I have that on my Kobo, but I don't want to read that until I've read the original and her personal story. It's meant to be incredible, and it talks about healing and how to heal yourself. And I mean, you can't get more traumatic than what she experienced. Like it just would be almost impossible. So I think this is going to be really inspiring. It's been on several TBRs, and I don't know why I haven't picked it up, but I would really like to in July. Who knows what's going to happen. Next, I've got 2 horror books. If you've seen my horror TBR, these are on them. So the first is No One Gets Out Alive by Adam Neville. I will say I really want to read this more and more because of the comments that you guys left. Apparently many of you were actually truly terrified upon reading this. Like, we're actually scared, truly scared. This is a ghost story. We follow Stephanie, who has been living in a place in Birmingham that's just not very nice. She's eager to move out of this apartment, and she finds a room for rent. And she moves in, and it's I think an apartment building with other women, and she thinks it's going to be great, but she didn't really ask enough questions. She finds she moves in and feels watched immediately. When she's sleeping, she feels like fingers on her. Oh my God, the concept of that. No, absolutely not. But I will read it. I will not experience it. I would just move out. But I will read it. So I want to know what happens to Stephanie. It sounds truly terrifying. And it sounds like it's like a day-by-day account. Like, I just opened it up and it said day 8. Oh, I could see this being easy to like just fly through. So I really want to read No One Gets Out Alive. I also want to read a Grady Hendrix. I miss reading Grady Hendrix. So I am planning on reading Horrorstor. This is about a group of people who work together at this retail store that's supposed to be like an IKEA. That's why it's shaped like an IKEA catalog and like has that vibe on it. Oh, it's just so great. What amazing, like, whoever designed this, just chef's kiss to you. Just wonderful. So what these people are finding is they'll get to the store in the morning to open the store, and like things will be in disarray. Glasses will have fallen. There will be water on the floor, that kind of thing. So they have the idea to sleep overnight at the store and see what happens. And it turns out there's a ghost. I can't wait. I love ghosty things, as you know. So Horrorstor is on the list. A book that is coming out in July. It's coming out July 12th. That I know a lot of people have this on their radar because it's Ruth Ware. I love her. This is The It Girl, and it features the It Girl named April, which should make me feel confident, except she dies. So she goes to Oxford, and she meets a group of friends, including our main character named Hannah. Now, as I mentioned before, April dies. She's murdered, and the friends are obviously upset about this. They do move on with their lives. And some 10 years later, they discover that the guy who was put into jail for killing April has died. And it turns out that he actually probably didn't kill April and that the killer is still on the loose. And Hannah is here to investigate and dive in to try to find out what happened to April in reality. So that sounds so good. I'm so looking forward to that. Like, perfect beach read. And last but not least is a horror book that is incredibly summary, but also has like very small writing. That's terrifyingly small. In any case, it's Summer of Night, and I really want to read it this summer. This takes place in 1960 in a small town of Elm Haven, Illinois. And we meet 5 12-year-old boys who are just enjoying their summer. Very It-esque, I know. And everything is great until a long silent bell peals in the middle of the night, and the townsfolk know it marks the end of their carefree days, and terrifying things begin to happen and overtake their daily lives. And the boys decide that they want to fight against this evil that has come into their small town. It just sounds wonderful. So those are all of the books that I'm really hoping that I can read in July. Some of them are chunkers, so I don't know if I'll read them all, but I'm gonna try. Let me know in the comments below. Have you read any of these? And if you have, let me know what you thought of them. I would love to know your thoughts, and I will chat with you very soon. Bye!